Hi, it's Fiona Small here again, and today I'd like to talk about a topic that I believe is something that all mothers need to take into consideration: safeguarding our children. Being a single mum and you are looking at getting into a new relationship with somebody, getting to know that individual is vital, especially before introducing them to your children, inviting them into your homes. One of the things that I'd want to bring to your attention in this video is some tips and some things to take into consideration. So what I wanted to suggest was that you take your time when introducing people to your children. Don't just invite somebody that you've not known that long into your home and introduce them to your children, especially if you're not too sure yourself about the individual. I would say get to know them, find out a bit about their background, really do your own due diligence on actually, is this somebody that I feel is going to be sticking around, is somebody that I feel can be safe around my children, and how much access to my children and my children's environment do they need to have. So say you have somebody that stays over, be mindful of kind of where your children are in your house and who should go into your children's bedroom. So for example, if somebody was, I don't know, staying over and you got to know somebody, should they be the ones to put your child to bed? Should they be the ones to bath your child if you've got young children? Should they be the ones to take your children to school and pick your children up from school or your child? Should they know the child's teachers, the wider network? It's really important to take into consideration when entering relationships, how much access should I give a new partner? Maybe some of the warning signs that you will want to look out for in your children is studying your child's behaviour. So if an individual comes round and you notice that your child's whole stance changed, their body language changed, and they start to probably act in a way where you're thinking, why is it only when this individual comes around that my child displays this type of behaviour? Try to identify when these things started to happen, because I think sometimes there are warning signs that is easy to be ignored, and it's important to pick up on these things because you may want to just sit down and have a chat and a discussion with your child, especially if your child's of a talking age, and say, how do you feel when so and so comes around, and I've noticed that you act really strange, or you go to your room as soon as they arrive. Why is that? Is everything okay? Start to begin dialogue with your child and get an understanding. And I think for younger children, I've got a book that I can reference to. It's about a hand. It's called Kiko and a Hand. So for younger children, there's ways to talk to a younger child about where a hand should go and where a hand shouldn't go. And it's important for you to train your child up to be comfortable enough to say to you, so-and-so did this or so-and-so did that. It's really important to get because little children are easily coerced, they're easily groomed, and you don't want to invite somebody into your home that is going to groom your child, especially a young child, because children, they love guests. Little children, they will, especially if you're a mother and you've been on your own for a while, and you've got somebody that wants to kind of, impress you, they're naturally going to want to impress your children. So they might come around and bring sweets and, bring kind of little treats for the children, or do stuff like, oh, let's go to the park, and, have your child on their back and do all the kind of fun stuff. And if a dad is not active in a child's life, and lots of children do want that family unit, they want the family set up. So naturally, if you've got somebody that's going to be around and playing that role, your child will gravitate to that individual. But you want to make sure that if that child does gravitate to this individual and builds a bond, that it's the right person, and that person's not going to take advantage of your child and is not going to abuse your child and do things to your child that is going to cause long-term damage and harm. So if you do have any concerns and you're worried and would like some advice, check out the number at the bottom of the screen and they will be able to give you some advice and some useful guidance on what to do and how to tackle this situation.